I have to apologize for the background. I had sophisticated radio on my ham radio set here. It was put into a console, and it blew a fuse. So I went in there, expensive radio. I can do it. You unscrew the thing in the back, you pop in the fuse. No, this fuse is inside the radio, and you've got to take off a bunch of screws, take the cabinet off. And before I was done, the entire room was a mess. And I still haven't changed the fuse. So those are the kinds of crises that I'm dealing with, you see, and I still come in here and make a video tonight. There's so many things I was going to talk about, but I thought there was one thing that kind of stood out over the others, and I thought I'd share it with you real quick. The world, be calm, the world is going to end Wednesday. Now, where did I hear this? I don't have a producer, so I had to check on the internet myself. One guy said, this is a fuzzy-haired guy in San Francisco, and he said that it's going to end on Friday, and it's going to be by a bolide that is hiding behind the sun, swooping down and destroying the planet. Everyone's going to be dead. So I looked further, and I found three other people that said it was going to end Wednesday. Either way, it's bad for us. And it's going to be Planet X, which is hiding behind the sun. Why do all these things hide behind the sun? Planet X is going to swoop out of the sky and hit the planet dead center, blowing up the entire universe. We'd all be dead. So what did I think immediately? I don't have to edit this video. I'll just put it out there. No preparation, no notes. The notes I keep looking at that are not here. Too many years in radio. I want to talk about the best talk show host, who I find similar in age to me, a lot more talent than me. That teased me off. Considering the fact that when I was just 3 years older than Art, I think he was probably 14 and I may have been 16. I don't know. That's 2 years. We can't be concerned with this. It's just numbers anyway. We both started in ham radio at the same time, and Art and I, this is the amazing thing, had the exact same rigs. They were Heathkits. You don't remember Heathkit, maybe. Amazing company. They sold kits, and you wired things together. It was a remarkable, I can remember the smell of the solder and looking for the little parts, those little firecracker things, and putting in the radio soldering gun in there. I learned the excitement of the first time you turn that switch on that radio, and the entire thing goes up in smoke. And you say to yourself, wow, could take it down to the TV shop where there was a ham operator, and he would fix it for me. I wonder if Art's radio blew up the first time he turned it on. But anyway, those were good days back then. Ham bands worked. You got clean audio. Now you got TV tuners, garage door openers, Ferrari cars running down back and forth in front of the house, and you can hardly hear anything for all of the static. But anyway, aside, Art, I just had a chance to talk to him on the ham radio, and he was a nice person. I consider myself a nice person at the time when we were talking, and we were all this group. Ben Gardner, one of my closer friends, just recently passed away, and it frustrates me a little bit because I always had this hope that we would get that group back together again, and sadly, because of age, Ben passed away here about a week ago, and several of the other guys that were in that group are now gone too, so we may never get that group back together again. But it kind of was put astray by a group of terrorists, I don't know what else you could call them, who would follow us around and play music and do things that were illegal. How they got away with this, I will never know. And they also like to use dirty words, which I don't think there's a place for them. There's always another word that will work. I'll do a video on that someday. not today. I wanted to just talk a little bit about Art Bell and what he's doing. He is a trailblazer. He is a pioneer. He is taking radio where it eventually would go. All of us in the broadcasting industry knew deep down in our heart, and we kept shoving it away, that the Internet posed a real problem. You spend $1 million on a radio station, and maybe you get coverage over 1 or 2 cities. You go on the Internet, and the world is there. It's amazing. And Art Bell, if I could give an award, this is a tobacco jar filled with tobacco. You see that? This, I mean, would I lie to you? When I was cabin boy for Lewis and Clark used to smoke this or drink it. I can't remember what he did. It's all fuzzy. I don't want to go off on that Lewis and Clark thing because all I can tell you is Meriwether Lewis was quite merry, and we'll save that for another video. But Art has done everything I would tell you. You're not going to believe it. It's the truth. It's the truth. The ideas I have had a number of years as a program director, you really need commercials. They're a reality. And that's how everybody makes money. So when you tell the sales manager we're going to limit the number of commercials, the sales manager has a fit. He goes running to the general manager and the operation manager, and then they all come in my office, and then everybody's yelling at everybody. It's bad. I'm a wuss. I don't like arguing. Unless it's a caller that I don't agree with. But Art's limited the number of commercials, and he has decided that there will only be 2 rules on the show. And believe me, the amazing thing, he does this without a producer. I mean, I got to the status where I made him come up and turn my microphone up and down. He does this without a producer, and his rules are no cursing, and the other one is 1 call per show. But that's not where it all stops. So you get a show that's not interrupted by commercials, and you have an opportunity to listen to a master communicator. Interviewing is amazing by Art. And he gives the guest time to expose himself, and he doesn't really make an opinion about it. He lets you decide. I mean, that's the way it should be done. And you give the interview enough time that the audience is going to get something out of it. And I have to mention this audio. Listen, if I owned an AM radio station, I would be thinking maybe we should have bought cows or invested in those little tiny cars, the smart car. Maybe we made a big mistake here, because it's going to change the way radio is. It's history and broadcasting, and you can hear it. And if you've never heard, I think most people, if you mention Art, they know who Art is. But maybe you haven't heard Art Bell. The show's on from 9 to midnight here. If you're on the East Coast, there's a 3-hour delay. It's all done live out of, I think he's in, yeah, I know he's in Prump. I don't know where the studio is. But they have done something that, you know, it's like when you want to go to the moon and beyond, you need that pulse engine. What do they call it? The pulse? What is it? I watch Star Trek. I should know. You need a super engine. It'll take you to the moon in less than a minute, you know, because the space is so big. I mean, it's big. It's bigger than that politician, Christie. I mean, it's big. So that is what's happening in radio right now. They have developed, Art and his companions there have developed a method of putting a signal onto the Internet that beats the quality of any commercial FM station anywhere. And there's a lot of things changing, a big announcement's coming. I don't know what it is. I had to have a couple drinks. I drink nothing but Clorox because I'm clean inside, no matter what they say. what I would recommend, here's how it works, how you tune into Art Bell. Greatest talk show host who's getting this amazing award. However, I'm pretty tight. This would probably cost a lot of money to send. But he will have the memory of the award I'm presenting him. There you are, Art. I have another award I could have presented, but I chose this one because of the connection with Lewis and Clark. I hope you all understand. Anyway, TuneIn is the app you need on your smartphone. And 9 o'clock, I don't know if anyone watches me in New York. If you're in Slovakia, I have no idea what you do, but you can hear it in Slovakia. That's another unique concept. The app is simple to download, and all you have to do is listen. If you go to his page, Art Bell will probably bring you there. You'll find it. Or I prepared. Art, I don't have a damn producer. I have no idea what's coming. Midnight in the Desert. Something like that. But look it up on the internet. You'll find it. And tonight would be a great night to listen. Any night, Monday through Friday. And try out that app. Listen to the show. Use earbuds, because this is going to give you the true quality sound. I can't imagine that they could get anything better. And if you are tired of politics and things, why don't you think about the swords coming by way of the Outer Galactic Telemetry? Children with black eyes coming to the door. You get all this information, and then he doesn't tell you what you think. He just lets you figure out what you think about the guest. And he's pretty sharp, too. He knows when that guest ain't working, and they're gone. But most interviews will last at least 2 hours. It's TuneIn app on your cell phone, earbuds, listen, and tell me if you don't agree. This guy deserves the award. And unfortunately, Art, I'm retired and pretty tight. I would think maybe after I do this Hoarders TV show, I'll be able to get this in the mail to you, if you will excuse me.